Scruffy Audio Network.
Hey, thank you. Hey, we're here on a Friday morning, man. I am so blessed to have a special cat. I mean, of course, you two guys. Ben, stay focused. Look at us when we're talking. All right, my main guest today is, he's like a brother to me now. We've been really, as he says, chopping it up the last week. Aaron Dobson. Aaron, how the hell are you, my man?
I'm doing great, man. Can't complain at all, man. I'm glad you're having me on the podcast, man. So I'm excited, man. I'm excited.
And now, Aaron's history, he was with me 7 years ago.
Right.
For combine training.
Mm-hmm.
Kid came out of Marshall, hell of a wide receiver, special talent. Played with the Patriots, Cardinals, just finished up, and he's in for 2 weeks working with another main cat of mine, T. Higgins from Clemson, that's going pro. And I appreciate you coming in for 2 weeks. That's awesome. And a week has flown by.
Right.
I mean, we're at the end of the first week. It's been awesome. I know you listened to Harrison's last night. I'm glad you did that. And I wanted you to understand what the Woodgym people are and why people told me to start doing a podcast show. And you're one of them. Again, Woodgym guys are type A personalities that they're, in the week of Kobe Bryant's death, rest in peace. He was my guy, my number one guy. And I'll, argue that. And I watched you argue it this week.
Yeah, you already know how I feel about him.
His Mamba mentality is what we've always preached, and basically people that come here are the guys that go to bed trying to get better, thinking about it, and wake up thinking about trying to get better, whatever they're doing.
Right.
Those are Woodgym guys.
Exactly.
So you're a Woodgym family guy.
Appreciate that.
I'll open up like I always do. I hope you listen to it, okay? Because this guy's a special talent, special athlete, but above all that, special person. That's only like I like to work with now at 51, special cats. All right, we got to have a good vibe. We'll talk about energy later. Number one question, when did you know that you were different?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Did you think about that a little?
You know what? When I was listening to Harrison Smith's podcast with you, you asked him the same question, and I knew it was gonna come, so I was just trying to figure out when I had that moment. And like he said,
because you're a special talent,
right?
Bro.
I don't know if I ever had that moment. Like I said, like I remember we was talking before. Like I told you, I think it was more of like my pops seen it in me before I seen it in myself. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like my dad seen something in me. Whatever he seen at a young age, he seen it in me, and he kind of just put that grind in me. You know what I mean? He kind of pushed me when I was younger, and just basketball, football, whatever it is, out on the track running, you know what I mean, lifting weights at night when I don't want to, you know what I mean? So I got to give a lot of credit to him because I think he seen it before I did, so.
All right. So there wasn't anything special, like your dad, so did he pull you, like, when did you know, I'll take another question, is when did you know, oh shit, I got something here, I might be able to play professional?
Right. It was probably a while, honestly. I mean, I was just playing basketball, football, running track just because I was a competitor. I loved just having fun with my guys, just being a competitor. So I just loved the game, basketball, football, whatever it was. I just loved just being competitive. And probably not until I got to college, man. Freshman, sophomore year, you know what I mean? I kind of had a good freshman year, had a good sophomore year, and that's when it probably got real to me. And I was
did you feel like you stood out when you got to college, or you're like, okay, do I have to take it, talking about work ethic, did I have to take it another level to work because everybody's talented, or wait a minute, I'm a little special?
You know what, like, I feel like I had the work ethic already, and then after my freshman year, we had a good tight end named Cody Slate, and so I really didn't play at all at the beginning of my freshman year, so I probably started playing like week 6, week 7 of my freshman year in college. And
so no red shirt, true freshman.
No, true freshman. And I had a good season. I ended up with like 4 touchdowns in the last 6 games. Ended up with like 400-something yards and like 20-something catches. So I had a decent freshman year from not playing the whole year. So coming into my sophomore year was like, okay, you know what I mean? Maybe I can do something with it, And then sophomore year was just more comfortable. I had a good season, had 6 touchdowns, probably like, I think I had the most yards as a sophomore, actually, almost 700 yards. After that year, it was probably like, okay, you know what I mean? Like, stuff started coming in my ear. I started hearing people talking, and it was just like, all right, you know what I mean? Maybe I can go to the next level, And then junior year came, 12 touchdowns. It was just like, all right, like, now it's like I had the thought of coming out as a junior, you know, like I told you. So I probably could have and would have made some noise. I probably should have, you know what I mean? Noise. Yeah. You know, I came back my senior year and ended up getting hurt, but I still made my way, you know what I mean? But it definitely wasn't until college when I was like, I always had the dream, like I told you, I always had the dream to get into the NBA or NFL, one of those two. So it was either one of those avenues. Like I didn't have a plan B, you know what I mean? But like you said, I didn't have that moment of like, oh, I know I'm going to get there. It was just like, especially coming from West Virginia, we didn't have all these people I could look at and be like, oh, well, he made it. You know what I'm saying? It was
and where's like, Dunbar? You're from Dunbar, West Virginia.
Dunbar,
right?
West Virginia, like 6 miles outside the city of Charleston, which is the capital city of West Virginia. So,
all right, so Huntington to Dunbar.
Probably like 30, 40 minutes.
That's it?
Yep.
Did you go home a lot?
I didn't, actually. I went home a couple times, but it wasn't like, I wouldn't say that I was at home like every weekend or like, nah. Like I really felt like I kind of went to school out of state a little bit because I really didn't go home that much. You know what I mean? I was just trying to just stay focused, really, I guess. I feel like if I would have went home, I would have just kind of been involved in maybe the wrong stuff. So I kind of stayed at school. And
so you had that dream of playing?
Yeah, I had the dream of going to NBA, the NFL as a youngin'. You know what I mean? I remember before I could even play, my brother was out there playing. My brother's 4.5 years older than me. So when he first started playing, I was too young to even start yet. So I remember running out there and like, I had my dad's team was Dallas Cowboys. Had like a little Dallas Cowboys plastic helmet, like shoulder pads, bro, everything. You feel me? I'm probably like 4, like, and I'm just out there just running around. You know what I mean? So it was just like I just couldn't wait to get out there. I just couldn't wait to put those pads on or just be competitive. I couldn't wait for it. So once it started happening, you know, I just was playing football. You know what I mean? I always had the dream. I wanted to do this, wanted to do that. You know what I'm saying? But I was just playing, just having fun. And then it started getting real once I was 18, 19. It was like, okay, you know what I'm saying? I can.
And you got drafted 2013, right?
2013.
So you came, lived with me, did the typical deal, combine train, live with me, get drafted, second round with the Patriots. What did that feel like?
It was surreal. It was definitely surreal. You know, this is a moment that obviously I've dreamed of forever. You know what I mean? As far as wherever way it was going to go, NBA or NFL. So, I mean, this is a moment I've dreamed about forever. So when it happened, it was just like, it was surreal. It was just like, yo, this is crazy. You know, I'm like, I'm going to New England, a great organization. You know, I had Tom as a quarterback. So it was just a lot of stuff going through my mind at the time. It was.
Did you get a lot of calls from them?
I basically visited with them with everything. Like at the combine, I talked to them. At the Senior Bowl, I talked to them.
Were they there at Pro Day?
They came to, was they there at Pro Day? I can't remember if they was there at Pro Day or not. I know they did come work me out individually. They came to Marshall, work me out. They flew me to New England, and I had a visit with them. So, but at the time, I didn't even. You
wish you could go back in time with all the wisdom, because you're so, you were sharp then, but you're super sharp.
Yeah, I feel like I just know, I mean, I know so much now. Like, I mean, so many situations.
You've matured a lot since 2013.
Sure. Yeah, no question. Like, no question. I was definitely young. I was 21 when I came out, so I was so young and just
that's right,
not really familiar with business or anything. Like, I was just a football player. That's it. I loved the game of football, and that's what it was. There was nothing else to it.
That's what I was going to next. I was crossing over to that. So the NFL, love the game or not love the game?
Oh, I love the game. I love the game.
Still love the game?
Yeah, I still love the game. You know what I mean? I still love the game. Obviously, I feel like I went through situations that.
These damn injuries.
Yeah, injuries, you know what I mean? A couple other situations, and it just kind of took a toll on me mentally. You know what I mean? Like, I still love the game, but I think I ended up making the decision to step down and retire just because it was just mental. It was a lot of stuff going through my mind, and I knew I wasn't going to keep being consistent, so I didn't want to disrespect the game, you know, if that makes sense. I didn't want to keep playing and know, like, my mind is not all the way in it. I didn't want to go out there and just be another guy, you know what I mean? Just be like, oh, I'm just here to make some money. Even though that shit sounds crazy as hell, like, you know what I mean? Because we need money, but it was just like, I've always played the game because I loved it. It was never because, oh, I wanted millions of dollars. Yeah, that's icing on the cake. Don't get it twisted. But it was all because I loved the game. It wasn't because, oh, I can make this and that. That didn't come until later, you know what I mean? And I think that's what changed my whole mindset because I just had love for the game. I was playing it because I had fun, you know what I mean? And then certain situations it changed everything for me. So that's when I just decided to, like, let me just sit back, you know what I mean? I still love the game, but I just didn't want to disrespect it because I knew I wasn't going to be as consistent. I didn't have the same fire as I had when I first came in. So,
and let's talk about, because we've had a great week out back of the house and on the porch. We've had some really, as you say, chopping it up. I'm going to start using that one, Ben. You need to use that one, chopping it up.
Yeah.
And I really do. I mean, when I first saw this cat, we hugged each other like, we didn't miss a beat.
Nah, it's great.
And he looks great. You expect guys to be retired and have their little bellies or whatever, but he doesn't. So when he's working with T this week throwing the ball, he just looks really happy. So I was, whispering in his ear a little of, you think you might want to play again while you're here? Might well get this short shuttle work again or whatever. And he was like, Chaz, because this guy's a mental cat. I want to go back to that story. I like two-story parallel. Talking about Brady, I thought you hit on something pretty cool of playing with him, whether personal, however somebody vibes with somebody. Yeah. But, we always have mad respect for people. And I do the same with athletes.
Right, sure.
Like, hey, we ain't vibing, but that guy's a baller.
Right, no question.
Give us a little snippet of what you were explaining to us out back one night about how Brady is looking at how he controls the offense and defense to another quarterback, where he checks your check.
Right.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, so Tom is, the best quarterback I've ever played with. He's the best quarterback ever. He's definitely the GOAT. And I definitely credit a lot of New England success to him, to Bill. I feel like me being in different offenses, I've noticed that in New England they put a lot on Tom, as far as he just has the capacity to take it all in and just know what everybody's on the field is doing.
So give us that case scenario.
Right. So like I said, like as far as maybe just picking up me as a receiver. So if somebody blitzes over top of me, I might have a hot route.
And what's your responsibility?
I have a hot route, so I might have to break my route off. So I won't run the route that I have. I might just break it off short because we have a blitzer coming. So with Tom will see that. Tom has seen so many defenses and so many scenarios that he just kind of just knows. It's crazy. Like, so he'll line up. He'll either switch to protection to pick up the blitz, or he's going to let you know, like, watch him or watch these two, And if they come, you break your route off hot. If not, then you just keep on your same route. Or he might look at you and call the protection, switch to protection, and just lock you, give you a key lock and lock you, So it's like he just knows so much, and it takes a lot off the receivers about thinking, you know what I mean? Because when I went to Arizona, like I told you, we had to know that a quarterback wasn't going to point at, make me watch these two. We had to know off the protection if the Sam and Mike blitzed, or if Mike will blitzed, or whatever that scenario was. We had to see that with our own eyes.
So you had Carson Palmer there, right, which was a dog. Right?
Yeah, I love Carson Palmer for sure.
But then the Tom Brady, again, we're paralleling to Kobe Bryant.
Right. It was just a different level.
Extra.
Right. It was just a different level of, you know what I mean? I'm not saying that Carson Palmer couldn't do that, you know what I mean?
Right.
They just, Bruce Arians, or they just didn't put that on Carson, where that was on Tom. Like Tom, that was on Tom. Like Tom, you need to, you know what I'm saying, da-da-da. You know what I mean? So it just helped us a lot. It helped us play faster. We didn't have to think about so much because it was all on Tom. You know what I mean? That's how smart of a quarterback and how great of a quarterback he is.
So you're with the Patriots. I remember your rookie year.
Right.
You were balling. I was like, man, he's out there playing as a rookie with the Patriots.
Yeah.
Right?
I had a decent rookie season. Take away the injury, me breaking my foot probably on week 11. But I had about 30-something catches for 520, 4 tubs as a rookie in like 10 games. So I had a decent rookie year. I feel like if I would have probably remained healthy, I probably would have had an even better year. I might have got
what
close
you
to
do in the
1,000.
off season, because we're starting to set people up like a T. Higgins that is going to be highly drafted, of talking about these off seasons of and Pennington and I, Chad Pennington, we've always talked about. It's one thing to get there; it's another thing to stay there.
Right? Exactly.
What did you do your first rookie off season? Because the thing with combine training in A-Dob, you know this, is they see you as a combine trainer if they don't know you and you're met through the agency or the sport agent, compared to, as you sign your pictures in here, Charlie P. Like he's more than that. He's like a godfather and uncle and dad, because now it's 51. It's different of I like a relationship with
Right.
somebody, just not the combine guy,
Yeah.
4 to 6, 8 weeks,
Right.
and you never see him again.
Right, exactly.
So your off season, your rookie year, did you just stay up there?
So my rookie season, so let me tell you about that. That's a whole story in itself. So like I told you, I broke my foot in week 11, but like I told you, I wasn't told that my foot was broke. It was more like I had a mid-foot sprain. So, of course, in my mind, I'm like, I can play through this. You know what I mean? Just because I ain't know. I'm not soft, so I'm like, I can play through this. It's just a mid-foot sprain, you know? It's just in my mind. You know what I mean? Like, I'm good. And but it was really bothering me. You know what I mean? It was like, I'm telling like some of the rookie receivers that I played with, and I'm like, yo, like my foot is like, it's not feeling right. You know what I mean? Like, I know my body, but I'm being told that I got a mid-foot sprain. So it's kind of like a in my mind thing, like, you know what I'm saying? Am I tripping? Am I being soft? Like, or whatever it is. So this is week 11. And so this is probably like November sometime. And so I was missing games, you know, I was getting MRIs and x-rays, and they were telling me I had a mid-foot sprain, and I'm going through all this stuff. And we go, so mine just in November until we played in the AFC Championship, which is the end of January. So I missed a couple of games here and there. I came back and played. You know what I mean? I still wasn't feeling right, though. So we go play in the AFC Championship at Denver. And, you know, I can't even finish the game. I'm probably third quarter. I'm like, yo, like, my foot is hurting. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, something's wrong. The very next day, they take me down and tell me my foot is broke. So I'm kind of like just confused, like, you know what I mean? So I'm asking the doctor, like, yo, how long you think my foot has been broke? And he's like, you can tell it's been broke for a while because it's trying to heal on its own. So I'm like, so basically my foot was broke from week 11 until the AFC Championship game.
And you started to run and cut on it.
Yo, yeah, I was doing everything. You know what I mean? Everything. So, and then, so this is the end of January, and then I'll probably, they told me to wait until March 10th to see. They put me in a boot until March 10th. So basically I'm in a boot from November until March. But they was like, after the season, let's wait 6 weeks to see if it might heal on its own, basically. So I was in a boot for another 6 weeks, and I didn't end up having surgery until March 10th. So I had surgery March 10th of my offseason, going into my second year. So I didn't have an offseason at all. I didn't start running again until July, before the season started.
So you had surgery and you didn't do anything?
I didn't do anything. Rehab.
Right back.
And then July, you know, our season starts at the end of July.
Right.
And July is when I first started running again.
Yeah. And you stayed up there?
Yeah, I stayed up there and rehabbed and make sure they had me right, you know. They wanted to see me, make sure I had surgery, so they kind of wanted to make sure I was good. So, yeah, I stayed up there the whole time. I didn't have off season at all. So July was the start of my off season, basically.
So would you say, you know, because we talked about the injuries you had, like a couple hamstrings, calf blown, the foot. Are you sour / salty towards the game at all? Like, you know, because even when you went back to the story with going back to the Cardinals, you know, and I remember your agent calling me going, man, can you talk to him? You know, there's teams that want to sign him and he doesn't want to play.
Yeah, I was pretty much spent. Like, my mind was spent just, you know what I mean, going through the injuries on top of just other situations. You know what I mean? It was just, my mind was spent. Like, you know what I mean? So after I left New England, which was, I got cut the year they beat Atlanta in the Super Bowl. So I got cut that camp. And I was kind of flying everywhere, just trying to figure out where I was going to end up. And
where are you living at the time?
I mean, at the time that this happened, I still had my place up in Boston. And then, so I was just basically just flying out from there, just flying out everywhere. I went to San Diego, Indianapolis, San Fran, Detroit, Arizona, like New York Jets. I mean, I was everywhere, like just trying to figure out where I was going to go. And I ended up landing in Detroit for a couple weeks. And
Now, each time this happens, because now being with you this week, does it take a little bit of your soul and spirit and mind each time? Okay, I'm Detroit, got cut from that for an injury or whatever reason.
Yeah,
like,
I mean,
each time, how do you stay
right
up? You know what I'm saying?
Right. It was
we're
a lot.
Big energy guys.
It was a lot. So it was like it was a lot. You know what I mean? You at one place. You know what I mean? You don't really know what it's going to be like. Obviously, I know I had the talent to play, but at this time, it's like I'm at the bottom end of the roster now because I got cut from New England. Now, the season's already started. You know what I mean? Detroit took a chance on me and signed me. but I have to learn everything.
What year was that?
This would be year four.
So 16, 17?
2016, I think, 2016, 2017.
You got drafted 2013, right?
Mm-hmm. So this is probably 2016, 17 season, I think, maybe. And, it's just tough because you don't know. You're trying to stick somewhere, you know what I'm saying? Basically, your whole life is somebody else's hands. Basically, so you're just kind of just waiting and seeing, okay, you might pan out here, something might happen, it might cut you, then you might end up the next week across the country. Mm-hmm. So it's just like you just got to be ready to pick up and move just right now, like wherever. Your life is just not set, basically. Like a lot of people just like, okay, like this is my life, this is what I'm doing every day type of routine. It's like that, you know what I'm saying? If you get in the right situation and you flourish, a lot of guys stay in the same place, but some guys just, you get cut, you flying here, you there for 2 weeks. You might get cut again, now you somewhere else, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like...
So what you do from Detroit?
So after I left Detroit, that's when, at this time, I'm just like, all right, man, like, I don't know what's going on. I'm just kind of like, all right. My mind was kind of racing, so I decided to shut it down for the rest of the season. Arizona was trying to get me out there, and it was probably actually the perfect situation for me. Like, I actually flew out there and worked out for them, and they was just telling me, like, they wanted to sign me. I looked good in the workout, and my mind was just spinning, bro. I was just like, I looked at Bruce Arians right in his face. I said, Coach, man, I was like, my mind ain't there. You know what I'm saying? I was like, if I stay, I'm basically just going to be stealing money.
Yeah, because they asked you what jersey number you wanted.
What jersey number I wanted and everything. And I'm like, my mind is not there. Like, I'm really just going to be stealing money from you. I'm just going to be here. I'm just going to be here. My mind is, what I'm saying? He's like, well, you're not going to say that. You're not going to feel that way when you're in the game plan this week. Because they was playing the North Carolina Panthers. And I'm like, okay, you know what I'm saying? True. But that's what I'm saying. It was the perfect situation for me. I had one of my guys there, Chandler Jones. He had got traded there, I think, a year prior. So I had a familiar face there that I knew. Byron Leftwich was the quarterback's coach. Mm-hmm. He went to Marshall. So I had connections there to be like, make me feel comfortable. I'm like, okay, you know what I'm saying? And they wanted me. They seemed genuine. They seemed like they wanted me. But my mind was just so mentally, I wasn't there. So I made the decision to go home. I shut it down for the rest of the year. Just straight like that.
Isn't that crazy, man?
Straight like that's crazy, right? But that's just where I was with it. You know what I mean? Like, that's just where I was with it. I kept it.
So you just walked away? I
kept it G with Bruce Arians. I kept it G with the whole facility.
They're ready to sign you?
They ready to sign me right there.
Back up the money truck.
What's up? Like, we want you. And I was just like, nah. No. Walked away, went back home. Got me an apartment in West Virginia and was there for the rest of the season.
In Dunbar or Huntington?
It was kind of a little bit out the way. It was probably like 15 minutes from Dunbar and Scott Depot. But
you ain't rolling back to Dunbar.
Oh no, I wasn't about to go back and live at the crib. Yeah, I was a little bit away. You know what I'm saying?
So did your routine now? Who am I? What am I? Where am I?
I didn't know what was going on.
Me in the universe.
I was in my apartment in West Virginia.
And how old are you now?
I'm probably right now or at the time.
At the time?
At the time I was probably 24, 25.
Wow.
Young. Young, you know what I'm saying? 24, 25, and I was like,
what's next?
Yeah, like just trying to figure it out.
So did you lose? That's one of the things I'm trying to get at is, did you lose some love for the game? Did you need to take a TV timeout?
I think that at that point in time, yeah, I was like, I just didn't know how I felt. You know what I mean? I never felt that way before about...
But watching you throw with Higgins, T. Higgins in here this week, it's like you're like a little boy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It was like
you're loving it. Like
at the time, it was just... I think it was just everything I went through. It was just, it maybe took some love from the game. I wasn't just all the way there. You know what I'm saying? I really can't even pinpoint how I was feeling. It was weird. That's what I was trying to figure out. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So I sat there from September, October to the end of the season. And I had told Arizona had told me, like, if I ever have the itch to come back, like, make sure I'm the first team they call. Like, you know what I'm saying? Blase. So I'm kind of like, for sure. You know what I'm saying? But I'm telling them, like, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it's going to come to that point. But at the end of the season, around this time, I'm saying draft, combine is coming up, draft, and then I'm saying I start itching again. I'm like, I'm too young. You feel me? I just start itching.
He's like a fighter.
Yeah,
he's like a boxer.
I start itching bad, and I was just like, you know what I mean? So I called my agent and was just like, yo, get in touch with Arizona. Well, before this, I started working out in my apartment complex. So that's when I just started running around my apartment complex, running some miles, just kind of getting my juices flowing again. And then I was like, all right, like, what's up? Let me try to give it another chance. I kind of took a little break. Let me try to go back at it. So called my agent. They called Arizona, and right away, like no workout or anything, like just flew me out there and was like, "What's up?" Like boom, futures contract right away. So I'm like, you know what I mean? I talked to Steve Kahn, which is the GM out there, and he just wanted to look at me and make sure I was ready. So he kind of just looked me in my eyes and was like, "How you feeling?" And I was like, I wouldn't be here if I wasn't ready. You know what I'm saying? Like, period. Like, I looked y'all right in the face last time while y'all was offering me money, and I said, no. You feel me? So I ain't going to be back because I need the money or anything like that. I'm going to come back because I genuinely want to play. So go through OTAs. I'm killing it.
This is 2017?
This is 2017 now, yeah. So I'm killing it. You know what I mean? Killing the OTAs. Get to camp. End up pulling my hamstring like week 2. Crazy. Like,
is it the same damn hammy that you pulled in 2013?
Bro, listen, I done pulled both of my hamstrings so many times. It's just like, and I be thinking like, bro, I really be like, man, sometimes I was like, dog, sometimes I just think I'm just so explosive. Not to be on no cocky shit or nothing like that, sorry for cussing, but like, just sometimes I really feel like that. When I look at Derrick Rose, like how many times he hurt, how explosive he was, and he was just hurting his knees all the time. Like, bro, it's just
can't handle it.
You know what I mean? So I was just kind of like, it was just happening to me. Like, I was like, damn, So once I got to Arizona, boom, I was crushing OTAs like I did every other OTAs I was been in camp. I was killing camp just like every other camp I've been in. And boom, hamstring. So I'm like, all right, you know what I mean? Still optimistic though. I'm like, cool, you feel me? Like, it's whatever. I've been through this before. So Arizona, I think we had 5 preseason games this year. We had the Hall of Fame game, and then we had the 4 preseason games. So obviously I missed the Hall of Fame game. I missed the first traditional preseason game and the second one. So the third preseason game, which was our 4th preseason game, I came back. I wasn't ready yet, but I just knew like I needed to show something on film just to, let them know that I can play. And so I go out there versus Atlanta or whatever. First play I'm in, he throw me a slant, nice little catch. Played the rest of the third, I think, and maybe some of the fourth. That kind of set me down. So I'm like, okay, you feel me? It felt all right, but still could feel my hamstring wasn't ready. So the last preseason game, I think we played Atlanta maybe on a Saturday or something like that. So then we went back to Arizona, and I think our next preseason game was like on a Thursday, the last preseason versus Denver. So, but we practiced like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, you know what I mean? And we had split practices. So we had the guys that was playing in the last preseason game practicing in the bubble. And then we had the guys that was really getting ready for week 1 outside practicing. So we had 2 different practices going on. So we didn't have as many players. So I'm taking so many reps where I'm just I should have probably just been smart and like, let me just tone it down because I could just feel my hamstring, So when we get out to Denver, it's probably second quarter. I'm out there warming up and I can just feel my legs is just heavy. I'm just like, yo, this is not good. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I'm running in quicksand. I'm like, shit, but
that's
I know.
How I feel.
But to me, I'm just like, I'm like, man, if I get through this game, if I can get through this healthy, like I make that team. No question. You know what I'm saying? Bro, like literally the last play I was in, I run a comeback and a dude pushes me in my back on the sideline. I'm trying to catch myself. End up pulling my hamstring again. So I'm like, same hamstring. So I'm like, shit. So I'm kind of just like pissed. So Arizona puts me on IR, which is, I respect that. They had to. It's not like I'm going to make the team injured. So they cut me, put me on IR. And so I'm out there in Arizona at Fisher Sports. I don't know if you heard of Brett Fisher. So he kind of just get me right, you know what I mean? Da-da-da.
I followed you, like watching you work out.
Yeah, so like he was getting me right, I was going. I'm still optimistic at this point. Like I'm still good, So I'm probably this is probably like week 7 now. Week 7, maybe week 5. The first 4 weeks I was on IR for Arizona, you know what I'm saying, just still getting right. And then probably week 5, week 6 come around. It's been 4 weeks now, so I'm kind of like, I'm feeling good, you know what I'm saying? So I'll call my agent, I'm like, I'm probably going to be ready in like 2 weeks. So like, you feel me, just start letting teams know that I'm about to be ready. Literally like within the next 3 or 4 days, pull my calf. Like, this shit happens like boom, boom, boom. And I'm like, bro, you know what I'm saying? But at this point now, I'm like, I think it's just like, you know what I mean? I don't know if this is just me getting hurt. I don't know if this is like the universe telling me like, all right, bro, like, you know what I'm saying? You might need to just find another avenue or whatever it is, you know what I mean? So after that happened, it was just like, I just took it on that. Was just like, all right, man, like wrapped it up. You know what I mean? Like, I just knew I wasn't going to have the same, after a while, I just didn't have the same thought process. That I knew I wasn't going to have the same consistency, the same fire. So, I hung it up, so.
And that was in the DB drill?
Yep. It wasn't even really a DB drill. We were just going through cones. I'm going up, putting my feet in the ground, backing up, and then putting my feet back in the ground, going forward. So once I put my feet in the ground to go forward, it's almost like, you remember when KD in the finals, something happened to his calf, and he kind of turned around and was looking at it. Bro, the same situation was just like that. I
remember that.
I thought my trainer had threw the ball, was playing at me and threw the ball in my calf. That's what it felt like. And I'm like, yo, you know what I'm saying? I started walking, and like my calf muscle had just shriveled all the way up. You see how I look? It looked like it's still right now. It's all in the ball.
He'll show it to you when you get off.
So in the ball, you know what I'm saying? So it kind of like just popped all the way up and rolled all the way up.
And that's the way it healed.
Mm-hmm. That's the way it healed. You know what I'm saying? But even now, if I go work out and shit, you know what I mean, like running or whatever, like probably within the last month or so, I've been running and it'll just get tight on me. Like I'll feel it, and I'm just like, bro, like, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't know what's, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if it's still maybe messed. I don't know. So yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so that's
all right. So where did you go, like, when that happened?
So after that, man, it was just like, all right, just trying to figure out what's next, you know. So I started, me and my homeboy that I'm in business with now, with real estate business now. We started a gym back at home. It's called Limitless Gym. So we had
Where's home now?
Well, back at home where I was from,
Dunbar,
where I went to school at, which is Huntington.
All right.
So it was a gym. It was a gym going out of.
He's not going, guys. Yeah. He's not going back to Dunbar.
Listen,
I mean, if he could tell you those stories, you know, that might be rated X, rated R.
Yeah, it's a little, you know what I mean, but.
It's yeah.
So we went. It was a gym going out of business. You know what I'm saying? Back in Huntington, and
like a health gym for everybody to train.
A fitness gym, a fitness gym. You know what I'm saying? So they was going out of business.
But for all populations, everybody could be open to it.
They was going out of business, and my man hit me, was like, yo, you from? I think this could be an opportunity for us, like da da da. So we ended up swooping in. We ended up making some deals, and we ended up getting a gym. And
this is 2017, 18?
I think it was 2017, 2018, yeah. So we had started the gym, and it was going cool, and I don't think it was just the right fit with what we were trying to do. It was a first time business. We didn't really know what was going on, so we were just.
You should have called me.
Yeah, I should have.
I'm always there for you, brother.
I should have, bro. I should have, man. I should have.
30 years in the business, that's Pennington's like, man, forget writing books about how to train.
That's one thing I should have did. That's one thing I kind of regret coming out, is I just didn't keep the same team.
Yeah,
I should have kept the same team all the way through.
Yeah.
I feel like that's just the way to do it.
What happens with that, A-Dub? And I want to get back to the gym. I want to get back, but what happens? Is it just you're not thinking, you're so in the now, or is it overloaded? Because again, I mean, divine intervention, call it, with you here and watching T go through everything. It's like deja vu. Is like, how does he? Luckily, you're here to talk to him about, like, get your team right. Because don't do what I do. Is go work with Chaz, lay down a kick-ass 40 at Pro Day, and then don't see Chaz again. Right. Keep in touch, send him a jersey, holler at him on Insta, whatever. But where does the block cut off? Is it just the maturity level, or you overloaded what I'm seeing? Financial guys,
once
sports
I got
agents.
To New England, like I was just talking to my boy yesterday, and I was just telling him, like, once I got to New England, I feel like I just kind of just distanced myself from everyone. Like, I don't know if that was just the vibe they gave me up there, just make it like. I really distanced myself from everyone that I was cool with, everybody. Like, I just kind of distanced myself. Like, and I wasn't, like, my homeboy, I wasn't talking to my homeboys from home. Like, people I'm close to, you know, I just wasn't. And I don't know, like, even when my homeboy died up there in New England, my second year, my homeboy died. I didn't even ask New England if I can go to his funeral. Like, I didn't even ask can I go to somebody I grew up with from the sandbox? Like, you know what I'm saying? Can I go see my guy get laid to rest? Like, I didn't even ask that, because it's just like they had me so like, it's football. Like, everything else is just whatever. So it was just like, that's how I was. I was so bought into them. Like, I wasn't just, you know what I mean? I didn't keep the people around me that I needed to maybe just keep me up, keep me, you know what I'm saying? Just in my spirit. So yeah, I didn't. You
didn't see yourself.
I feel like
as
I isolated myself. Yeah,
you know, You're the money maker,
right,
and I guess. Chad and Pennington and I've talked this for years. You know, I always mention Chad in all my podcasts because we basically started together. He was a sophomore in high school, 91, 92, and so I watched him grow, and he's still watching the business go. And, you know, now I'm training his boys some, and he's a quarterback. Is we talk about, like, they get there, but then they don't have a plan to stay there.
Right, exactly.
You know, so their off season is treated like their off season instead of, you know, you're the best for cats like this is like year round. This football doesn't stop in January.
That's why I think sometimes when I think about, like, I was even telling T this, I think when I was coming out, like I was just saying earlier in the podcast, I think my ultimate goal was to get to the league, like get to the NBA, get to the NFL.
Right.
I don't think I had that I want to be the greatest receiver of all time, or I want to be, you know what I'm saying, along that line. It was just like, I want to get to the league.
And then that, boom.
You feel me? You know, even though that thought is a great thought and you making it to the league is a great accomplishment, you know what I mean? It was just more like some guys like a Tom or a Kobe just might have that different wire where it's like, bro, I want to be the best ever. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not going to stop.
And what does that look like? And I think that's what that's why, you know, with T here and our energy and how you've gone through stuff and the experience I've had is like, you're going to get there. You know, like for guys like you two guys are so high level athletes, you're like thoroughbreds. People talk about combine the performances, but they miss the number one thing is injury prevention. Right. Of not getting injured is the number one thing. Exactly. So they're going to be there. Now, how do we get everybody to stay there? There's no game plan for that. Because the agents just sign the guy. Right. Then the financial guys are just the guys that, okay, let me set up your bank accounts and your accountants and do all that. But there's not a Petrone ADOB. Hell, we should go into a business of like going, here's your game plan for the off season. Here's how you set this up for your off season. I mean, everybody, you know, now that LeBron James has been exposed of over $1 million a year body. Taking care of his body.
That's real life. That's all I was telling him too. Like, bro, like
if you don't invest in yourself, that's the one thing. In Pennington, you know, when we took Leonard Fournette to see Chad, that's the one thing he sat down is like, you see Charlie right here, you know, invest. That is everything. Watch all the businesses that everybody's going to come at you. Right. Right. No, all right. So you go to the gym owner. What's next?
As far as my gym back at home.
So A-Dom's a gym owner. I didn't know that. It
was really my man. He did a lot of the footwork, you know what I'm saying? Just because I was out in Arizona, so I would come back, you know. I was more of the money, I guess you could say that. Right. And so I would come back, obviously, and do what I had to do, but he was more so running like the day-to-day operations with it. So, I mean, big shout-outs to him because we always had the dream of, like, one day become an entrepreneur, you know what I mean? So that was just kind of like our first little play. You know what I'm saying? And we're okay, you know what I mean? We end up getting out of it because it just wasn't our fit or whatever. But now we got into real estate, and that's going smooth for us. You know what I mean? It's going smooth for us. I think that's something, obviously, I'll be doing for the rest of my life now. You know what I mean? Obviously, I'm still trying to find my other passion, hence the reason why I'm here. You know what I mean? And I think, like you said, I look like a little kid working with him. And I think that's making me feel, it's filling that little void that I had missing from football. You know what I mean? Because I feel like I can give him wisdom and give him knowledge about situations that I was in, and maybe I can help him from not being in the same situation or whatever it may be. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just.
Well, it comes easy to you. You're natural. Yeah. And I love working with you this week.
It feels good. Appreciate that.
And you know, we got Malone coming in today, and I don't know what Tariq's doing. We got to figure that out. But Josh, he's going into his fourth year. Yeah. And you know, when he did train hard, he started 9 games in Cincinnati, and then. He still comes in. He sees me. He calls me Pops. Right. But like I'd like to sit down with him and go, what are we doing this offseason? I care about you. So I want to go, hey, how you doing that? You go out to LA for your wide receiver coach, but like, where's your, as you say, your core unit to go?
That's why I feel like that's the best thing for a player to have is just the team. Like just stick with your team, like stick with who you're comfortable with. And because I feel like, If you can find people that don't want anything from you but just what's in your best interest, like that's just the best people to be around. Because like obviously, I'm saying once we get to this level, what T is going through, like everybody's gonna want something from you or want to be around you because they might get something from it or whatever the case may be. So it's a lot of filtering you got to do and see like who really here for me, who just around because they want something from me or what's benefiting them about, you know what I mean, stuff like that. So I just feel like if you find.
Did you get hustled some?
I don't think I got hustled like that. I just think, like I said, I just didn't keep the core people around me that you know what I'm saying? Like I should have just stayed coming here. Like I told you, like I would have never left and went to IMG when I first came. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I should have just kept that relationship with you, came back here and trained because I like training. I like the one-on-one that we got when I was here. You know what I mean? Like IMG wasn't for me. It was too many people down there. It was just hectic.
Right.
I needed that to be in here and around this type of energy. So like I told you, like I probably wouldn't have left. I would have kept coming back and I would have just kept the same. This is my team. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I was just jumping around. Like I went to train at Brett Fisher. I trained down at Pete Bomberitos. Like I was just kind of just bouncing, just going from place to place, just kind of just doing that instead of just keeping my foundation the same. And I feel like that probably would have helped me along the way.
Oh yeah. I mean, just and that's what I preached to Harrison to a T or whatever. Is like, hey, if you're looking at other places, I'll help you.
Like, but it's a reason Harrison is what. It's a reason why Harrison is Harrison Smith. You know what I'm saying? Like you say, he's been with you since 8th grade. Like, you feel me? Like, y'all have that relationship where y'all just know each other. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like that's just the best way to do it, man.
It is, man.
Because you know him. You know, like he said, you know how he moves. Like, if he goes somewhere else, they're going to want to be like, all right, let's see what you do. Or let's try to change this up. And it's like, bro, I've been doing this since I've been in 8th grade, and it's working for me.
He's been watching short shuttles and three-step crossovers.
I'm going to do this every offseason because this was working for me. To me, I don't think I found, like, obviously, I knew you helped me coming out, you know what I mean? But then after that, I never came back. It was just like, I was trying to like, I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. That's what we're trying to get to is like, what goes through somebody's mind to go, okay, I went with Chaz 2 weeks, and then my team was like, you got to go to IMG, compete with other wide receivers, which you're like, I don't want to go. I love it here, living with you. Right. I mean, don't you think that's one of the best ingredients of I live with my trainer?
Right. Yeah, bro. I love that about the whole situation. Like, you know what I mean? Like, on top of, man, you had a good relationship. Like, it wasn't like I felt weird being around you. Like, damn, I'm staying with this dude, and it just feels weird. Like, nah, it wasn't none of that. Like, you made me feel at home. Like, it was cool, bro. Like, I liked it a lot. Like, I shouldn't have left. You know what I mean? I probably I didn't know. I didn't know any better.
You don't know what you don't know. So then you go to IMG, you compete, hurt your hamstring.
Broke my hamstring
Whoever,
down there.
responsible for that, that's not me to call out any of that. Then you come back, because you couldn't run at the combine.
Nope.
Then you come back to me, we do the Petrone bands, and we get your hamstring right, and you kill your pro day.
Yep.
And then after that, it's boom. Gone. Like nobody sets up a thing going, okay, you saw what Charlie did the first time.
Let's come back to Charlie.
You saw let's keep him in the mix. Even if it's like now I got a system with some of the NFL guys that it's a couple weeks in March and then everybody floats in that July time because the Woodgym gets to 120. The turf does, and everybody wants that shape, including Harrison. He's leading the way with everybody. And they're like, okay, that's the place. Even though I float and might work with my wide receiver, DB coach, or, take some time to chill. But you got to have a guy this is my guy, even if I'm like, hey, Charlie, man, they're wanting me to go out here. What do you think about, because Pennington taught me all that. I've interviewed alignment coaches, throwing coaches, ART, active release therapy guys, to be a part of his team. Right. But I was the head guy to go, okay, let's use this guy, that guy, that guy. So no egos were involved. Right.
Yeah, that's what I'm like I said, bro. Like I wish I would have just kept my same team, and I wish I would have just kept coming back to you and I just feel like that probably would have just changed how I thought, just kept keeping like the same people around me, just keeping
the mental process.
Bro. Like I told you, I feel like I isolated myself. I feel like I didn't have. Obviously, I talked to my parents and stuff like that, but it wasn't too many people that knew how I was feeling, like, and what I was going through. Like, it was just, I just isolated myself. I isolated myself instead of just probably talking to people, like talking to you, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't even realize, like, when I came back, I realized how our relationship just didn't change. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, bro, it's been 7 years since I came back and hollered at Charlie. And
7 years.
It's still the same. It's still the same. Obviously, we talked in between, but it's just like, I haven't came back here in 7 years, but we still got that same bond. It was just like, you know what I mean? Weird.
And you treated my girls with the utmost respect. And I think, because everybody's like, how do you allow all these different athletes in your house? And how do you know they're good people? I'm like, I say one sentence. In one sentence only, how I treat my girls. Yeah. And you treated them with utmost respect. And you came back in and was like, how are they doing this? No judgment, no throwing shade of, whoever, wherever.
I loved it, though. They was cool, bro. I had a good time with them. Like, they made me laugh. Like, it was fun.
And that was good. And, when we give our hugs, it's like, man, we never left or whatever we were
that's
doing.
What it was. It never, like, when I first walked in here and I was like, Charlie P. You know what I'm saying? It was just like, it was like all the memories came back. I'm like, yo, that's crazy. Like how some bonds just really just don't even break. And it's not like we even talked every day when I was gone. It was just like, we just had that from the month that I was here. You know what I mean? Like some people just have that relationship. So
and listen, I mean, guys, this man, you know, you're watching on YouTube and listening he's only 28 years old. I mean, he's got his whole life ahead of him where we call pivoting. What's next? You know, I learned that from a podcast on here. Brian White is, not you hit it on the head, not having a plan B, because I never had a plan B.
Right.
I mean, I was doing this for a living. Right. I knew at 13 I was going to be a trainer. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is what I want to do. But with you, again, you're not a plan B guy, but I see you pivoting of like, what's next? And you definitely have an entrepreneurial spirit to do a lot of things and touch a lot of people, including this cat sitting here, man.
Appreciate that.
You know, and that's a special vibe, and that's a gift that God gave you.
Yeah, like
and we still got another week.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? When I think about like everything that's happened in my career, I feel like obviously I want to think back on it and be like, I wish shit would have went different. But now, like, of how stuff is starting to unfold, I feel like everything happened for a reason. I feel like I have a lot of knowledge to give. Like, so when I had this opportunity to come here, you know, I was all for it. Like, I ain't really care what I was getting from it. It was just like cool. You know what I'm saying? Like,
doesn't it feel good giving back?
Give back some knowledge, just give back everything I've learned, and just try to help somebody else. So that's just the biggest thing. Just try to help other people navigate through life, navigate through situations that you've already been through. You know what I mean? Just like my parents always used to say the same shit to me. Like, feel me? Like, and at the time I'm young, so I ain't listening. Like, but it's just just years in life just gives you way more experience. Like then. You know
and listening to people that have been there,
right? You don't necessarily think so. I'm listening to my parents. Like, obviously, they had never been in the league before in the situation that I was, but like, they would just giving me knowledge to help me. But I'm like, man, you don't know what it's like to be in this situation. But it's just like, it might not be the same exact scenario, but it's just like along the same lines where they can still give you that information that it will pertain to what you're going through. So
and
a lot of times I didn't listen to them. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? A lot of times I didn't listen to my parents because it's like, but I feel like that's everybody because that's your parents. Your parents put down on you your whole life. They stay telling you what to do and all this stuff. So it's like sometimes, like hearing it from your parents is like, all right, like.
But when they're gone,
exactly, that's
like
what I'm saying.
My old man, rest his soul. When they're gone, you're like,
right.
That son bitch was right about that.
Right, you know what I'm saying?
Like you're in the car riding around with him in West Caldwell, New Jersey, going, will he please shut the hell up with his lectures and this and that? And then you pull from that and go, I get it.
Right, and I get it. I think that's like this Kobe situation. I think this speaks for everybody. It's like, I feel like it just hit everybody because it's like Kobe was so big. So it's like, if it can happen to Kobe, like, you know what I mean? We just take everybody for granted, man. We take everything for granted. Every second, we just take everything for granted. And it's, for something like that to happen to him was just like, it just put in perspective for me. As soon as that happened, like I got to send a text to my sister and my brother and was like, yo, you feel me? Like, we don't talk every day, but like I'm a change this, change that because it's like I love y'all more than anything, you feel me? So it was like, if something like that, like it just had me in a crazy mindset as far as like thinking about my parents and like, yo, we really take so much shit for granted. Like, you know what I mean? It's just crazy. So
isn't that
like,
nuts?
Yeah, so I feel like this situation that happened to Kobe, I feel like it's probably gonna forever change my mindset for sure.
Definitely.
No question,
It's dude, it's Friday.
Yeah.
I mean, we got the weekend. I know that doesn't matter at the Petrone household because we do what we do, but you know, we go hard. We got another good day of training and another week, and I am so happy that you came through and honored that you got on my show. I appreciate it. And you're a blast from the past. We always have all these current guys coming through, but this is Aaron Dobson. And if you don't know, go to YouTube and look at Aaron Dobson catch. He was doing this way before people thought it was cool. Thank you, man. I love you to death. And,
you already know I love you
family
too,
forever.
Man. I appreciate it. You already know forever, man. Forever.
Thank you.